Hello everyone, my name is Jamie Reed. Today we are going to learn how to make an iMovie. If you have an iPhone, go ahead and grab it and follow along with me. I bet you have enough in your phone already to practice. Now that you have your phone, let's go over some basics. First things first, if you have a light that will illuminate your face or the subject that you're working with, you might want to turn that on. Any light will do. Outdoor light, if you do not have an option for indoor lighting, would be great. So consider making your video outside if you can. So that's number one, lighting. Make sure your subject is bright enough. Number two, you want to make sure that the space that you're working in isn't distracting. My room is a pretty busy room and I like it that way. However, there might be something going on that's distracting if I move around. So maybe you take the time to erase something off the board or put away a trash can, move things that might make it look like a flag is coming out of your head. Just make sure that your area is not distracting. Number three, once you've removed all the distractions from the area that you're filming, you want to make sure that your volume is loud enough. So maybe that means talking to your camera in a test and then playing it back to ensure that you can hear yourself. I know some of our classrooms have loud fans. Maybe you don't stand right underneath them. You move over to where you won't have such bad white noise. Number four, how are we going to hold our phone while we are recording our iMovie videos? If you've played around with social media at all, you might have noticed that most of those are set up for holding your phone up and down. However, when we're creating an iMovie, we always want to make sure we turn so that we have landscape view, okay? This is an important step. If you don't do this on a traditional TV or a traditional phone screen, that'll mean that you get black strips down both sides of your video to try and fill the standard frame, which is now no longer a square. We don't have to change the dial with our hands anymore. We now have to make sure that we fill the screen full frame. Number five, before we put our movie together, you want to make sure that you think about what it is you're going to say if you are delivering dialogue. It might take a few takes. Rest assured that this is not the first time that I have said this for this recording. Let's talk about some variety of shots that you can get with your iPhone. One of the easiest is simply just standing still and recording with your phone. Another option is you being the one to move your phone. This is called a pan. I'm going to go from my left to right. You want to make sure that when you're creating your video, you don't put your audience in a circle. So don't always just go from left to right, left to right. Try and change it up a little bit. Let's shoot for some tilts. Up, tilts down. Maybe we go from right to left. Maybe we zoom in super close. Maybe we scoot back for a really wide angle shot. Maybe you let your subject do the moving while you stay still. Don't forget, you might want them to come back the other way. Maybe do something fancy. Another option, going from a high angle to a low, or low to high. Maybe you get a funky angle. Whatever it is that you're doing with your phone, you want to make sure that you're not super repetitive. I would just suggest ensuring that you have a variety of shots. My video students, their first assignment is to have 14 different shot types. This includes an extreme close-up. That's my eye. It includes a really wide angle shot. It includes all of the ones that we talked about so that they learn the importance of shot variation. Okay, so now we're gonna open up our phones. This is the phone that my girls use to play on, so who knows what we're gonna find as far as pictures go. So we've got our pictures there. I strongly suggest before you get started, you go through, see, obviously it took me how many takes to get through what I wanted to say for this video. I am making a video for incoming students for the first few days of school so that I don't have to repeat myself 4 times in the day. Took me a little bit to get all of those, so the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go through, click on all of them, play them, figure out if it was an outtake or if it was the one that I wanna use. I'm gonna delete the ones that I'm not using, so make sure you do that first. Okay, I've gone through and deleted some of the videos that I know I'm not gonna use. Now it's time to get started by opening up iMovie. I already have iMovie on my phone. If you don't have it, you're gonna go to the App Store. In the search bar, you're gonna search iMovie. You're looking for this one. It's a purple background, white star video in there, and it should say download. You'll wanna download that. I believe that this app is free now. It used to cost $3.99, so it's awesome that it's now included in the Apple phone package. All right, so we're gonna open up iMovie and get started. Welcome to iMovie. All right, we've got a couple different options here. Magic Movie, Storyboards, or Timeline. I always choose Timeline, mostly because I'm picky and I want things where I want them. If you don't care where your stuff is and you're just wanting to make a cool little mashup video, you can try out both of these options. We're going to continue on. We're going to pick Movie. This is the one I was talking about, where I get to choose what it is that I want to do with my film. From the New Projects tab, I'm going to pick Movie. This is the one where I have the most control over what it is that I'm making. Okay, and here are all the videos, the ones that I've taken today that I plan to use, which is awesome that it puts them all together. I typically try to go through and pick the one that I know I want first and put it into proper order as I put them into the project. This will save me time later. However, if there's something we want to move around or if we want to add to it, we can. So say you're going through and you don't remember, okay, which shot was this? And you don't want to have to exit out of the app and then come back to it. You can just click on it and hold it down. It will think about it for a second and then start showing you your video. It's supposed to. There it goes. Be patient. Okay, this is all supposed to be fun. Make sure that you're not getting too upset about little things if they aren't working right away. Just give it a second and try again. Okay, I think I'm ready to select my clips and put them the best I can into order. So I am always trying to include different shot types. So I've got an opening shot of the school. I've got a shot here of me walking up into the school, walking through the doors, going by a fun table, walking down the hallway to my classroom. Remember, the video I'm making is showcasing my classroom so that at the beginning of the year, I only have to play a video instead of potentially losing my voice and, you know, repeating myself 4 times a day. So I've got a few videos selected. Let's see, I want to include a wraparound of my classroom. I want to show everybody everything that's available to them in the room. These shots, I might have to come back and change a little bit and move around because some of them go together. And then I'm talking to my students. These are those videos, telling them that I'm a Canyon City High School graduate. I think I said everything I wanted to in order, so I'm actually gonna go back and pick them in order. These here, these are all gonna be cut-in shots. So I am going to select them, but I know I'm gonna have to move them around. And then I had a walking out the door to the outside shot. So now we're gonna hit Create Movie. And what it does is it throws all of them into this fancy little strip down here that in the movie world we call a timeline. Not sure why it's not showing it to us in landscape. Okay, so it will show us our video in landscape. You just have to hold your phone long enough for it to readjust. Okay, so here we are. We have all of our clips down here. This little line down here where all of our video clips are, that is called our timeline. So now we can start working on our timeline. So one of the first things we're gonna do is we're gonna click this little settings gear. That's a pretty universal sign for settings. You're gonna look for that little guy, click on that. And this is gonna show us our project settings. So maybe you want to create a video that is in all black and white so that you can make it look like a fun old video. Or maybe you have students that are wanting to create a fun old video. Students, maybe they want to do something cool with color. Look at all these different options. For today, we're gonna go with normal, plain old none. There are different themes that you can choose and explore with, different options, so those are fun to play with. There are theme soundtracks. A big kicker for me with my students in my film classes is making sure that these two guys are toggled on. Fade in from black and fade out to black. This is a really simple thing, but it makes a big difference in ensuring that your project looks professional. Fade in, fade out. Make sure those are turned on in your settings, okay? So we've got none. I think we're done here. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna hit play. In a little bit, I'm gonna show you how to put music underneath our video. For now, I don't really wanna listen to those cranes, right? In the background of what's happening as I walk up the stairs. So we can click on each clip. There's a little volume guy over here. We are going to pull that all the way down so that we do not hear it. I am also going to manipulate this clip a little bit more by adding text. There are so many fun options for how your text can appear. I always like this one if I have multiple things to say. Focus looks good. I'm going to click on the title text here and hit edit. Can you see edit? From there, I'm going to type in welcome. This video is a welcome video for my classroom. So we are done with manipulating that clip. Oh, we're not done all together though, so we can go back into edit. Now welcome appears on that clip. iMovie does a great thing for us. See this little guy right here, these two triangles that are facing each other? That means cross dissolve. That's the transition from one clip to the next. See how seamless that is? Maybe you want to go for something different where you have a back-to-back clip and you don't have a cross dissolve. You click on it, you can say none, you can add one that's themed. Let's see what theme does. Okay, and then we'll go to play. Oh, look at that. Fancy. Not what I'm going for though. So you see there's lots of different options. I am a big fan of the cross dissolve. Okay. Every time I hit done, it seems like it wants to take me out here today. Just click at it, we're not done. Remember, we don't want to hear the cranes on this one, so we're gonna click on our volume and bring it down. Awesome. Now, maybe I want to move some clips around. Darn it all, I should not be hitting done. I want to move this guy over here. So all I do is I click on my clip, hold on it, and I can move it around. Simple as that. If I made a mistake and I didn't want to have to move it by hand again, this little guy over here, this arrow that makes a U, a sideways U, is the undo button. Puts it back the way it was. Okay, so we now know how to add clips to our timeline. We know how to add a word or sentence title. We know how to remove the sound. We know how to change our transition. I want to jump down here, over here rather, to the first shot that includes me introducing myself to my students. In the TV world, we call adding my name to this clip a lower third because the text will appear on the lower third. Okay, let's say I want to add my name to this clip. Edit, type in my name, Mrs. Reed, done. I don't want it to cover my face, right? So all I have to do, just drag and drop it over. This is a fun aspect of iMovie that it's just as simple as you think it should be. It usually is. Okay, so done. I'm not done. Takes me back there. So now when I play this
Hi students and welcome to my classroom. My name is Mrs. Reed and
I don't really like where it's at. Alright, so I'm gonna drag it down a little bit farther, see how it goes. Okay, hit play.
Is Mrs. Reed.
Oh, let's try from the beginning. So I've got clips showing them where things are in my classroom.
Hi students and welcome to my classroom. My name is Mrs. Reed and I am so glad you are here.
Okay, I like where that's at. Okay, so we've got a video here. One of the best ways to keep your audience's attention is to add music to your track. So what we're gonna do is we're going to go back into our little settings button. And if you wanna just go with something simple and easy, you can click on theme soundtrack and you can add the theme soundtrack to your video. Let's see what this one sounds like. See this little green line here? That is our audio track. It's great. It's simple, it's easy, right? So, but maybe it's a little bit louder than I want it to be. I select the green audio line, I click the little speaker, and I can pull it down a little bit if I would like to. Okay. Maybe I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I want it to be more fun. I click on it, I hit the little scissor guy, I can delete that out of there. I'm gonna try something different. We're gonna go to the little plus sign, audio. On iMovie, you can go to My Music, go to soundtracks, I'm sorry. And there you can find different soundtracks that iMovie has in it already. It'll download the soundtrack real quick. This one's crazy, but we're just gonna use it for the sake of using it. We're gonna add it to our timeline. Did you see it bounce in there? So cute. So we're gonna go for it. We're gonna see how sweet sounds with our video. Maybe I don't love it, or maybe I only want to use the beginning part of it. I can click on it, hit the little scissor sign, and I can split it wherever my cursor is. So I moved that to where it's only on that clip. Split. I don't want this second part. See how it's in two different pieces now? And go to that second one, delete. And then I can add something different into the back half. So that's kind of fun. For the purpose of this video, I am going to use the theme soundtrack. I liked the way it sounded with the video that I have for my students. Theme soundtrack's in there. We're gonna play it from the beginning. See the fade in? There's my welcome sign. Okay, so say you want to add something into your video, but you need to cut a video in half. So what I'm talking about is this little clip right here. I want to add supplemental video, also known as B-roll, in where I am talking about something. So let me show you what I'm talking about.
Something else. I try to keep snacks in the classroom, but there are some people that abuse the snack.
So because I know the kid that I'm talking about is going to be okay with me using his video, I am going to split that video right there, and I am going to now go to the video that I want to add in, it's way down here, so bear with me while I find it. Oh, not that far, I guess. So I want to use this picture right here. This is the kiddo that's my snack eater, so I am going to throw his picture in when I am talking about students that like to eat more than their fair share of snacks. And I'm looking for that little split line. There's no cross dissolve here yet because I've not applied a transition. Instead, oh, there it is. See the split line, the straight line up and down? So I know that's where this guy's going, okay? So let's see if this makes sense now.
There are some people that abuse the snack. I won't name any names, Reiner.
Okay, so my audio is kind of cut off there. Wanted to show you this too. If you want to elongate a video, you can pull it a little bit, or maybe I don't like the word snack at all. I can erase it completely. But I'm gonna pull it a little bit until I get it right.
There are some people that abuse the snack.
Okay, so I'm still cutting off my S there, so I'm gonna pull it a little bit. And I'm now gonna apply that cross dissolve so that it's not so cut looking.
Some people that abuse the snacks. I won't name any names, Reiner, but
adding B-roll is a really fun way to make your video a little bit more entertaining for those that are watching it. So if you have the ability to show what you're talking about instead of just being a floating head sitting there talking, I strongly suggest doing that. Okay, so what if you want to take a video out completely? I've come to the end of my video and I realized I did not need this cute little picture of my daughters because I had a family picture that we used instead. So, that I used instead. I'm gonna click on it. Simple as this. My little menu comes down here. I am just going to delete it and it will be out of my video. Okay. Okay, we are at the end of our video. What are we gonna do now? Now we're gonna hit this done button. I'm gonna rename it so that it's easier for me to find. First day video, done. This video is about 6 minutes and 50 seconds long. I am now going to upload it to Google Drive. After you hit the upload button, you're going to search for the Google Drive app. It might not be there, so you're going to need to scroll over and hit more. Maybe you have to scroll down to find Google Drive. Once you do, you're going to then click on the title and change the title of your movie. You might also want to change which account you're uploading to by selecting the proper email. You can also at this stage change where you save the file in Google Drive if you would like to. And then click upload.
As we come to a conclusion on how to make an iPhone iMovie, I want to remind you that video production is an art form. You might have to delete and start over. You might have to go back out for more shots. You might want to get a second shot from another angle of the same thing. Whatever it is that you do while you're creating, allow yourself to have some grace to know that it might take a time or two, but when you're done, you're going to have a project that conveys the information to one or many in a way that you can save and hold on to later. It's a great tool. I'm super proud of you for trying, and I can't wait to see the videos you make.